Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and on this one I'm gonna show you how to mic guitar cabinets and speakers properly. So this is a Celestion V30 16 ohm speaker, and not gonna go into technical detail. Here's the magnets, whatnot, but a couple of important terms: the dust cap, which is here, and the cone, which is here. Here you will get the brightest sound, here darkest sound, and everything in between. So my go-to starting point, and many others is that you aim the microphone kind of at the edge of the dust cap, where the dust cap meets the cone. If you feel that it's too dark, you move it towards the center. If you feel that it's a bit too, you move it here. So usually my sweet spots are somewhere between the edge and here, before these, whatever they are called, start. So somewhere here, depending what I want, what microphone I use, and so on. And then when you're using two microphones, it's really important that they are in phase as perfectly as possible. And a couple of important things to know. 57, we all know this. And many people think that the microphone it's here. It's not. On the 57, the microphone is here, around where the Shure SM57 text is. This is just a, cover, whatever. So the microphone is actually here. So this is important information when you're aligning this with other mics. Let's say this SC Electronics X1R ribbon. The microphone isn't here, the ribbon is actually straight under this line. So if you want to align, 57 and the ribbon, it's pretty much somewhere around, not this, kind of like something like this. You can see actually the microphone here. So it's somewhere kind of like this. And then you use your ear and a couple of methods. I'm gonna show you how to make sure that they are in phase. Now let's go to my live room where my cabinets are. Now, what you need when you are miking a cabinet? Well, you need the mics and stands and cabinet, but flashlight. This is a mag light, and so you use this to identify where the dust cap is. And then you use the flashlight and then place the microphones, where you want them to be placed. And a good tip also, I've marked these like with this tape, so I don't need to do this every time. So these are the sweet spots for these mics. This is pretty much, it's a little bit outside from the edge of the dust cap. It's still, this side is on the dust cap. This is the dust cap is here, so it's straight to the edge of the dust cap, and this one is a little bit outside because this speaker is a bit brighter than this. So this is actually, the center is here, so this is like a little bit outside of the edge of the dust cap. I find that with this MD421, that was the sweet spot. Bright enough, but not harshly bright. And yeah, one thing that I want to highlight also is that if you have an angled cabinet, the speakers on here, they will behave a little bit differently. All these speakers, these are really close to each other, but they all sound a little bit different. This is brighter than this one, a little bit brighter. But in general, if you mic a bottom speaker, the bass frequencies go like this. So you need to be really careful with where to put the mic, so you don't get the kind of the, whatever is the English word, when the bass just feels like choked and stuff. But with the angled one, so then, because the speaker moves like this, because it's angled, the bass frequencies especially, they kind of shoot. They're not shooting, exactly back like this, but they're kind of all over the place. So it's a little bit easier to use the front speakers on an angled cabinet, and it's a bit more a direct sound. I like both. This cabinet, I prefer these upper speakers. With my Marshall, well, I like both. Many times I mic the bottom cabinet, or maybe bottom with one mic, and then, because these two, they are pretty much identical speakers. So that is also a good thing to keep in mind. You know, find the speaker you like the most, and then let's say if you like this speaker the most, but you're having a little bit troubles with the low end to get it right, maybe open the cabinet and move it here on the upper side, then it's more direct sound and it's easy. The low frequencies are easy to manage, and sometimes it could work just fine. Like on the Marshall, my favorites are this bottom and this here. Alright, so now let's check out the phase first, you know, the old school way, if you will, which works, but it's not perfect. So I have here the VR1, the 57 and the 421. And let's check out the first phase between the VR1, which is here, and the 57. They are in phase, but I would say they are not perfectly in phase, because the low end should pretty much disappear like completely when they are perfectly in phase. Let's check out then the 57 and the MD421. Cool, they seem to be pretty well. And then let's check out the VR1 and the MD421. I say that the VR1 and MD421 are a little bit better in phase than the VR1 and the 57. And now we're gonna see if that is the case. So what we do is we record just a basic chuck with all the microphones, and then we use our eyes. Okay? So just by doing this, we will get a really good idea about the differences. Okay, let's take this one here. Yeah, like I suspected, 421, as you can see here, and the VR1 are perfectly in phase. As you can see, the 57 is the peak is a little bit behind, so what it means that the microphone is too far away from the cabinet. We're probably talking about like 1 millimeter difference, but it's not perfect. So my eyes confirmed what my ears heard. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back to the cabinet live room, and I'm gonna move the 57 a little bit closer to the speaker. Okay, now it's just a tiny bit closer. Let's do this again. Yeah, looks closer. Oh, I think it's still a tiny bit too far from the cabinet. Hopefully third time is the charm. I think third time was the charm. Alright, so now they are in phase. If you make this even smaller. So yeah, there's different mics, the curves are a little bit different, but we are as close as perfection as we need to be. Cool. Let's mute the 421. Now let's flip the phase switch. Flip the phase switch. Now the low end should be almost gone. Yeah, just so good. And then let's check out the phase relation between the 57 and the 421. Good. So now all the mics are as perfectly as they can be in phase, and now we have 3 options to, you know, create sounds. So you probably all experienced this scenario where you're standing in front of the cabinet and it sounds huge and blah blah blah, and then you put a 57 in front and it sounds a bit like this, very sharp, and you're like, that's not how the cabinet sounds. Because the reason is that 57 obviously hears things differently than us humans. What I have found out, and I guess I'm not the only one, or I know that I'm not the only one, that ribbon mics, they hear things very much like us humans. So listen to the ribbon mic. It's full, it's not piercing, because the VR1s, it hears stuff from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Older ribbons, older designs like Royal 121, even that is a modern design, but 121 is a bit darker, but this is like, it's basically flat from 20 to 20K, what we humans hear. And it hears stuff very much like us, at least like me. So now this sounds like I'm standing in front of the cabinet, which is cool. But obviously, in the mix context, in the band context, the sound is way too far. This will be really hard to get, you know, to be audible like we want in metal with a heavy EQing, yes, but you know, you can use microphones also like as an EQ. So let's add some presence and bite by introducing the 57. You feel that? Ah, too bright? Huh? Not bright enough. Or we can introduce the 421, which is also a dynamic mic, very close to 57, but a little bit different. So it hears things a little bit differently than 57. '57 is more. Let me show you. 57. So 57 has that sizzle, that kind of 5K, and the 41 has a little bit different, and 41 has a tiny bit more low end. So, you know, you can create a lot of different, the sound is, you know, it is the same what it is, the same guitar, the same amp. The amp is a BV5150 block letter. I have a J8's Bonsai on the TS9 setting in front, classic thing, and the guitar is one of my signature ESP Eclipses with EMG 81 and 85. So now, you know, we have different colors to choose from, and you know, I haven't used any EQ. As you can see, the EQ is bypass. I'm just using these different microphones as an EQ, and you know, let's create a cool sound with all these three. So let's keep the cabinet like it sounds untouched, so the ribbon mic. Then let's add some bite, some or if we feel that, you know, we don't want any of that bottom end, we just want it to be, you know, in your face, we can take out of the ribbon or make it significantly quieter. Let's add just a tiny bit. So these microphones almost act like the EQ. The ribbon is kind of like lows and lower mids, and the 57 is like 4.5, 5K, and the MD421 is kind of like, you know, 3K, 4.5, 2K, a little bit lower. So, and then, you know, sometimes this is enough, and then if I wanna, or if you wanna still shape the sound like, let's say you love the 57, but there's something that is a little bit spiky, so let's put this to a black knob mode, which is a tighter curves EQ in. Now we got just rid of that, you know, which sometimes it's a bit annoying with 57. Then let's introduce the ribbon. Okay, and if we, like, I feel like the ribbon has probably a little bit too much, around 500. Check the black knob, EQ in. That okay, then let's introduce the 57. Small changes, but you know, can make a big difference. So when I'm recording, I always try to capture the sound as, you know, closely as possible to the what it's going to be, and then when the mix progresses, if I feel that, oh, there's a little bit too much this, too much that, then I'll do this. But you can get a long way with just blending in different microphones. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. If you like this, you know, thumbs up, hit the bell button, subscribe button, so you're not missing any of my videos. All right, until next time, take care. Bye.